Posed a question with regards to education and economic development when it comes to the Free State. The ANC's Benny Malakwane is going to answer that for us as briefly as possible, if I may add.
Thank you once again, Ayanda. With regard to Oranje Krag Primary School that you had an interview with, in terms of the fact that they are only able to go up to grade 9 and thereafter possibilities are such that children either drop out or those that are fortunate to go to other schools to further their education. The Department of Education in the Free State has got a strategy in place which is currently also occurring in various other areas of the province, where you find there are boarding schools that are existent and children who graduate from schools of this nature, they have an opportunity to be put through into those.
But no resources. They don't have the finances, many of them, to afford the boarding schools.
Those boarding schools are fully funded by government. They are not. There's no expectation that these kids should be paying for their accommodation in these boarding schools. That includes even scholar transport that would take them from school to their area of stay. So it's not that hope is lost for this school. They are still going to get into the net of beneficiation in terms of this strategy that the Department of Education has put across.
You're disagreeing. My apologies for interrupting you. You're disagreeing with the fact that they're free schools. Why?
Absolutely, because the Free State is the province with the highest overspending of all provinces with regards to provincial departments. The Department of Education in the Free State is overspending with 1 billion rand. We don't have funds, and they do not spend the funds correctly. Let's go and look at the schools we have. Let's go and enhance the schools as the schools in this area. Let us go and look at the priority areas. Let us enforce those areas and not talk pie-in-the-sky dreams and we can't fund it. The Free State is burning.
School fees.
The ANC is saying they have a good story to tell. They don't have a good story to tell. They have a fairy tale to tell. We don't need a better past, we need a better future. Whilst we have 26 towns in the Free State without water, we don't have basic services in towns. The Free State is burning. The people of the Free State is realizing that, and we need change. We need a better government, and let us do that, and let us work together to be strong.
All right, DA's Mr. James Lutuga, Free State is burning is what we've heard from the FF Plus, I say.
Please,
that's probably a common mistake. FF Plus, let me correct myself. Do you share those sentiments as briefly as possible in closing?
Certainly, the DA shares those sentiments. As South Africans, it shouldn't matter where you are in order to get education. Those children with their parents, wherever they live, they are entitled to proper schooling with all the grades that everybody else is exposed to. They don't have to move from here to the other place. It is as much as those people who are staying on the farms. They've got to be provided with proper education where they are without looking into another source of income.
Well, let's hear from the Congress of the People, the official opposition here in the Free State, Vanita Kutsia, in closing.
Thank you very much. Education is really a burning issue. If you go look at the dropout rate of the past year, if you calculate how many kids were actually in grade 1 and how many of them graduated grade 12 last year, the Free State sadly shows less than 20% pass rate for education. This is a deploring state. Everything will go wrong. There will definitely be no successful projects in the Free State if we don't give people an education and skills. For instance, look at the Vrede Dairy project, the Garib fishing project in this area. It's a very well-kept secret where the 100 million rand went to that was supposed to feed the poorest of poor families in this region. So I'm just saying, in closing, the Congress of People is saying to you, we cannot eradicate corruption the way any other party is saying it. The only way to get rid of corruption is vote out corruption.
Okay.
Vote for the
as
truth.
Briefly as possible, we're hearing from Congress of the People, vote out corruption is the only way to go. What is the ACDP having to say about this? 30 seconds starts now.
ACDP knows that education is the biggest predictor of social mobility. If you are well educated, you have a chance in life. 58% of white children have an opportunity to do tertiary education. Only 12% of black children have that opportunity. Therefore, we continue to perpetuate inequality.
Okay, we'll have to leave it there. We are extremely over time. I'm fully aware, Mr. Malukwane, that I have not given you your 30 seconds to wrap and to give your comment. I will try as much as possible and try and beg and plead with my producers if we can. If not, perhaps bring you at a later stage just to respond to some of the allegations that have been brought forward. But thank you so much for your time and thank you for joining us. A quick ad break. We'll be back with more in just a moment.